wigs pretending to be women, making bands and bands and bands and bands of money, and I have to clock in, clock in. There's people on this app doing absolutely freaking nothing, and I have to clock in. I'm sick of it.
I feel it. Ooh, breathe.
I want to do absolutely freaking nothing and make money.
Money.
I don't want to clock in. No more clocking.
Somebody save him.
You did it to me. It's your fault.
Oh,
It's your fault.
He's blaming God.
It's his fault.
Oh no.
He did it to me. It's God's fault. God did it to me.
Oh my goodness. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
And I just hate going to work, shorty. Like, cause soon as you get there, they want you to work and shit. Like, bro, I didn't come here to work. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, and it's like they don't be getting it. Like, it's like, motherfucker be looking at me like I'm dumb, like I'm speaking Spanish or something. Like this shit don't make sense. Y'all want me to come to work. Okay, cool, I'll come to work. Then when I get here, y'all want me to work. Get the fuck out my face. And I just
Dude, I hate this dreadful feeling that I get before going inside my job. Like, I just dread it so much. When I'm in the parking lot and I'm finna go inside, I get this feeling of dread. Like, let me know if y'all can relate to it. Dude, I hate.
So right here we have 3 case studies so far. We've got 3 case studies so far. One thing that's consistent, they were all men. That's one thing. So that's kind of strange already. They're young men. And that's the second thing that's consistent. They're young men. They're not full men. They're definitely not in their 30s, right? They're young men. And so what we see is the difference now in the perception of wanting to work. And then these are clearly people who come on social media because they're on here venting on social media. So what that lets me know is there are definitely people who probably come on here consuming social media. Even the first clip with this dude right here. This dude right, that's going to be the thumbnail right there. That face right there. But even with this dude, what did he say that already lets us know that he's on social media? He said there's people on this app who get paid and they can basically afford their lifestyle to just come on here and do absolutely nothing. Yeah. And so he's comparing. And so a lot of people are comparing because they can see the lifestyle of other people online. And so now they're comparing their lifestyle to theirs, and they may even see that they're the same age. They're young as well, but they're living a completely different life. And now all of a sudden, you were fine before, but now because you came on here and started comparing your life to other people who are only showing you the best parts of their life, now all of a sudden your life feels inadequate in your mind. And now you don't want to go to work. Listen, you can either work hard for yourself or you can go work hard for somebody else. Those are the only 2 options. And working hard for yourself, where it's going to start is you can still use your job as a springboard, but then you need to be working hard for yourself in your after hours. It's just that simple. And so you can be whatever you want to be, but you're not going to skip the job part. And I would even argue that that could be instrumental for when you finally do pop off, because success is going to be unpredictable, but you want to keep gaining things along the way. And so right now, while you're having to go to work, especially as a young man, this is an excellent time to be able to build internal things, internal characteristics, and ultimately just build your character. We all know that work, builds character for a lot of reasons. One thing he needs is restraint right here. He needs to build restraint, which work will teach that, as well as it'll build endurance within you, spiritual endurance, emotional stability. That's something else he needs to build. You can't do this in front of a customer. But Y'all, let's get back into it. Before we do, if you could like the video, greatly appreciated. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you can hype the video as well. And then also, y'all, didn't drop. I created the clips channel now, where I post on there 3 times a day. So I will pin the link in the top comment. If you can go over there and subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get it to 4,000 watch hours before February 1st, when the new YouTube rules go into effect. Her caption says, I tried.
Oh my God, I really tried today, y'all. I really tried not being a fat bitch today. I really tried. I called out today, and usually my normal routine is work, gym. Okay, cool. I said I'ma still be good and I'ma still go to the gym even though I didn't go to work today. Why the fuck? And I'm sure you already can guess, I got all the way to the gym. No headphones. Workout canceled. I said, okay, cool. I'm just gonna do a little something at home, you know, something equivalent to what I would do at the gym. Okay, cool. But this is my second thing. I hate. It's completely unrelated to what I just said, but I hate when people ask me, oh, how was work? How was work today? How was it? Did you have a great time? This might give you $1 million when you was at work today. No, work was ass, and I hate going there. Even if I didn't go there, I hate going there. I'm gonna have to go there tomorrow. I don't want to go. I hate going. I hate it. No matter what happens there, I hate it every single day. And I have a friend who specifically asks me every day, how was work? How was work? Oh my God, girl. How was work? Was it as magical as my day was? Like, was work everything you dreamed it could have been? No. Stop asking me how work was. And the answer is always the same. It was ass. And I hate being there. I'm ultra depressed sitting at that desk staring at the computer screen. Stop asking me that. My desire is to never work, is to never have a job, okay? I hate going there. Hate it! Stop asking me! Oh my...
Well, why do you hate it? Why do you hate it? I can tell you why you hate it, or I can infer. I think you hate it because work's using you. You're not using it. Yeah, it'll be easy to hate something that's just extracting and taking from you, and you're not getting anything else out of the deal. Listen, man, if she got paid 300 grand to be a janitor, because she said she just sits in front of a computer screen. If they paid her 300 grand to be a janitor, she would love work. She would love it. So ultimately, and that's an extreme example, but I just wanted to make that point. Ultimately, what is your goal? What is your plans? How are you using work? How are you leveraging your job and your plans and your vision for your life? A lot of people out here don't have plans and visions for their life. 95% of people don't have a plan, don't have necessarily an aim or a purpose that they're going for. I would argue if you got that, and then if you structured your life around that, then you'd have a different relationship because it would change your perspective. So again, why are you using? You should be using your job. Your job shouldn't be using you. So your job should be helping you. We see so many people who can't wait to come on here and say they're quitting their job just to become content creators, when you could literally change the way you look at your job, and you could say, and then they're not even making money. You could change it and say, okay, my job is helping me to become a content creator because now I can use it to leverage it to boost my content creation, as well as I don't have to feel like content has to be the end all be all. I'm desperate. Now I'm not performing optimally. Ultimately, man, what you need to be figuring out how your job can help you. Maybe your job is going to be the foundation for you to get a second job and then use that second job to reach your financial goals. But your first job can pay your bills. Maybe you can look at your job like it pays my bills while I pursue my side business, whatever. But have something going on. Shoot. Maybe you could say, I'm using my job so I can find my husband at my job, whatever. But you just got to get more intentional. And ultimately, people need to start understanding why they're doing things, why you're doing it. Maybe even you just say, I use this job so I can survive, and understand that and be grateful about that. Have some goals, have some plans for your life, and then understand if your job fits in that. If you have a plan for your life, if you have goals, maybe you'll look at your job and you'll understand, okay, this ain't really what I want it to be forever. So maybe now I need to use this job while I'm learning a course on the side or whatever so that I can actually do what I'm ultimately trying to do. Then you'll go there and you'll know I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for a reason. While I'm doing this other thing, I'm gaining skills outside of this. And so it's all going to pay off. And you'll value it a little bit more. Her caption says, I dread having to go to work. My reality right now. Tired.
Y'all, I literally hate working. Like, I'm so tired of having to get up out my bed and go clock in at this building and sit in these people's face and fake laugh and fake, hee ha ha, talking like I want to be here. I really don't want to be here. I never Y'all, this happens every time I get a job. I work there for a little bit and then I just start dreading it. Like, I damn near want to quit my job right now. Like, I don't even want to go to work. I'm dreading it, literally. Like, I don't even know. Like, am I the only one? Like, I'd be dumb if I just quit my job right now. Decisions, y'all, decisions. Y'all.
Diamond in the comments says, same. I don't do ish at my job. That's the only way I'm surviving right now. She asked her, what job you at? Look, the creator asked her, what job you at? Look, she want to get out of that job so bad. She said, Diamond said, I do overnight CNA and I'm a lifeguard. Ken said, night shifts are the best shifts. It depends. What you doing night shift for? Again, you got to know why you're doing it. I used to do night shift. For a long time. I did it for maybe like 3 years straight. And it really kind of messed me up a little bit. But maybe that wasn't what messed me up. But I did night shift for the reason, for the purpose, but so that I can work during the day too. I knew if I secure a night shift job, it ain't going to be nothing to get a day job. So that's why I did it. So why are you doing it? Notice I had multiple jobs, but I had a whole different relationship with why I was working dang near 24/7. I was working 120 hours a week for about 3.5 years straight, nonstop, no vacation. I did it because I knew what my purpose to do it was for. So I had a completely different attitude. I was happy. I was excited at the opportunity to be able to have that opportunity, to be able to ultimately further my campaign and further my goal and really just my life. So you got to understand why you're doing it. Steph said, dead ass. She literally said that. I've been unemployed and I don't even want to look for jobs no more. Well, Jazz said, girls sing. Nah, Jazz. See, never mind. I ain't going to say it. But, yeah, you got to understand why you're doing it.
It's nice and the birds.
She said, the caption says, nothing in life prepares you for small talk conversations at work. I dread these.
Hi.
Hi.
And how are you?
I'm good. And how are you?
Yes.
Some weather we're having, huh?
Oh, and it is nice and the birds.
And animals.
Yes.
I love animals. Yes.
And the dogs in the sky.
Yes, the dogs. The weather.
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
Good. It is good.
How is the family?
Yes.
Yes.
Dad.
And Dad and Mom.
Good. And the animals?
Yes, good. How are the jobs in the school? Is the school good? Is good how? And how is? I am good.
This is a funny video, man. Ivy said, like, don't ask me about my weekend. I already lived it. I don't need a recap. I understand what she's saying. I agree. I understand. Yeah. I hate small talk. I hate small talk because I don't like talking about stuff I don't want to talk about. Because what I found, most people want to talk about nothing. And I'm very focused. I'm very mission focused, mission driven. So I like talking about things like I like to actually focus on things that's ultimately getting me to where I want to go. And so I feel like sometimes people divert you from that. And I don't like smiling with everybody either. I'm not gonna smile. Like I was at the gym yesterday and I'm just in the bathroom, walking to the sink, and this dude, I don't know, he just smiled at me and it was an awkward smile. It was weird. I don't think he was gay or anything, but it was weird. And I'm not what you thought I was about to smile back. Weird. But yeah, I don't like all that type of stuff, and so I understand that. But at the same time, again, a lot of stuff I don't like. See, like whatever you hate is typically what you need. So I understand that, you know, whatever you're avoiding is usually the way. So I look at a lot of things as spiritual things, like spiritual training. So I don't really get mad at anything. I just look at everything as something I have to navigate. And maybe it could be something that could reveal something or a flaw in me that I might need to correct, that I might need to at least address, reflect on, just to continue to self actualize. So I don't, I, even though I hate small talk or whatever, like it could still be something within that, right? Just enduring that, like doing what you have to do again to complete your mission. Sometimes you got to do that, right? Sometimes you got to do that. You might, let's say you got a career. Let's just say a fun one. Let's say you're in the CIA, right? Let's say you're in the CIA and you don't like doing stuff. You don't like going out or whatever. Like you're stoic. But let's say you got to go undercover at a nightclub or whatever, and you got to be social or whatever. That's pretty cool. And that's an opportunity to just be able to train that if you need it, you know? So, hey, you only get one life. You might as well change the way that you look at things and make it fun. I try to make regular things fun, and I try to look at it completely different than probably most people do, right? I try to look at things completely different. Completely different. This little walking path, I walk a lot. The other day, I saw like a coyote come out. Luckily, I was in my car though, and I saw a coyote. I was like, dang, do I need to start being strapped when I'm walking? But then I was like, nah, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, see, most people, a coyote come out, they probably be scared and whatever. Like I'm like thinking of it as an opportunity. I'm like, man, how cool would that be if a coyote comes out while I'm walking? And like, I'm looking at it like, imagine if I kill it with my bare hands. Like, that's a cool story. And then if it like gives me a cool scar or something, and then like I'm taking it home and I'm actually gonna make something out of it, like a pelt or something. I'll probably wear it, and I'll probably be shirtless or whatever whenever I wear it. It'll be a small one, but like that's how I was thinking in that moment. I was like, nah, don't bring the firearm. That's not a cool story. Imagine it, but I digress. But
Neuroscience shows us that if you dread going to work because you feel invisible or undervalued or you're constantly on edge, it's not just because you have a bad attitude. Your nervous system is telling you something that your mind has been trying to rationalize away. Stay with me to the end because I'm going to show you exactly what a toxic job does to your brain and how to know when it's time to do something about it. Neuroscience calls this chronic stress activation. When your work environment consistently triggers your threat response, like with a controlling boss, a culture of fear, constant criticism, zero psychological safety, your brain never fully exists beyond survival mode. Cortisol stays elevated, your immune system weakens, your creativity shuts down, and your relationships outside of work also suffer. And over time, your brain begins to associate your entire identity with that toxic environment. And spiritual wisdom says the same thing. You cannot grow in soil that is poisoning you. So here's how to know if you're working in a toxic environment. Ask yourself 3 honest questions. Do I feel safe being myself at work? Do I leave most days feeling drained and diminished, or tired but fulfilled? Has my sense of self-worth become tied to how I'm being treated at work? And if the answer to any of those questions is yes, your nervous system already knows the truth and your mind is just catching up. You were not built to just survive through your career or your work and job. You were built to thrive through it. A toxic job isn't just a bad day. Over time, it becomes a bad life. If this helped, be sure. Neuroscience shows us.
French in the comments says, I've been watching your videos since I was in my toxic job in luxury retail because of feeling exactly like this. Excuse me. I broke the golden handcuffs and designed my strategic exit, and now I help others do the same. It took me almost 3 years to regulate my nervous system, but I'm finally on the other side. See, look at that. Didn't I tell you? The thing you hate is usually the way. Because she was in a toxic job, that it eventually pent up to the point to where it forced her into action, into just building something on her own. And notice she didn't say she just left it. She probably was building it while she was still there. And now she helps other people do the same. Now she helps other people do the same. She's on the other side. As well as, if she'd have just started a business or whatever, she'd have probably started finding reasons why she doesn't like that. But because she endured for so long and now she has this long-standing frame of reference of going through like a really toxic job and not being able to leave it, or maybe it not being strategic to leave it, she appreciates the way that her life is now more. So she probably won't even find little trivial stuff about why, like the little trivial stuff when it gets mundane and monotonous, she's not going to, complain about it like she probably would have if it had just been handed to her on a silver platter. And so it'll even make you appreciate when you get to the other side, like she said, even more, because you had went through it for so longer. It's like the longer you had to go through it, the more you're going to finally appreciate the life that you curate when you're on the other side.
Or maybe even risk getting fired. But I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be waking up in the morning.
Hold on. You got music playing.
If you get anxious every Sunday night, then this video is for you. So I used to dread Mondays, and I hated. I always stayed anxious every Sunday because I knew Monday was looming. I knew I had to go back off to this job that I just did last week. Work long hours, deal with them supervisors, deal with people not wanting to do their job, knowing that I had to look forward to a check in the next 7 days, guys. That's going to keep me broke. That's going to keep me repeating the same cycle of being like a hamster on a wheel and struggling. And like I had all this pressure just built up, and I'm always thinking like there's got to be more to life than this. And I'm here to tell you that there is. And what I ended up doing, guys, is not long ago, I come across a program while I went online looking for ways to make money because I want to be my own boss. I came across a program that I had been following that taught me digital skills, taught me how to build an online income, using my cell phone, working a couple hours a day. You don't need experience. You don't need tech skills. You don't need huge.
This might be a sales pitch, but I want to focus on what he just said as far as, I think that's the biggest thing. What he mentioned was being on the cycle of having to do this work that you dread, but again, not be making progress in your own life. Doing this work that you dread, but you're not making any progress in your own life because a lot of people don't have a plan. So they're just doing it to survive. But like he said, you have to wait 7 days for a check. Now, what's true in that situation? Well, the truth is that you do have more time than the 40 hours that you're possibly working. That's just a fact. even if it's the weekends. Even if it's the weekends, even if you just work every day, but you're just doing 8 hours every day, and you still got another 16 for yourself. You still have more time. That's a fact. You have more time, but now you can actually progress in the same amount of time. That 7 days didn't go anywhere, but now you can find a way to where your job is the foundation to now you having these extra 2 days that you work. And then those 2 days is actually profit that you get to keep, and then that you get to leverage and deploy for whatever it is that you decide, whether that's just building up your savings, your investments, building a business, whether that's you doing things like maybe your plan, maybe your passion is trips and traveling or whatever. You could be saving into a trip fund for you to be able to take a trip every quarter, every couple of months. But you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan for your life. You got to find a way to make it fun, because you got to work. Again, you either going to work hard for yourself or you're going to work hard for somebody else. It's just that simple. So you got to have some type of plan for your own life. And then I think it'll be a lot more palatable and a lot easier to absorb, having to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do, because that's really where the dread comes from. You don't want to do it, as well as you don't want to have to be obligated to do it. But it gets even harder when you're not making any progress in your personal life. It's not necessarily doing anything for you, because all the things that it's paying for, your home, your car, whatever, eventually you don't even care about those things anymore. It's just natural in us as human beings to want new things. But your work is going and being designated to providing for the old things that you already got, that you don't even really care about no more, because you've had it for so long. So you got to come up with some new things, and you got to use what you got, which most people is going to be more time.
What it is, TikTok? It's your boy Slim. One day I want to quit this job, man. I love it, but
Yes, Slim, you might not have to quit your job, because you came on here with the representing a brand really bad already. Why you had to do the video in your shirt? Why you couldn't just do it how you usually do it? They don't want you sponsoring them like this.
trust me, I don't want to live doing that forever. So I'm gonna make this song right here in the studio, but I'm gonna get.
Oh no.
It's always that day when you don't want to go to work and you go and you force yourself to go to work anyway that everything ends up going wrong. And then you're like, I knew I should have just stayed home today. Like, you wanted to stay home, but you didn't, because you're just like, oh, productivity.
Her caption is basically just take the day off, referring to sometimes you just need to take a mental health day.
And I want to be there for my coworkers and my people that depend on me and whatever, all this stuff that society pushes, and then you force yourself to go against your better judgment, and then you end up regretting it. That was me today. I did not want to go so badly. Like, earlier in the week I was cramping so bad. Like, I've just been feeling also very overwhelmed, and I'm like, I've had a lot due. Like, it's just, I needed a mental health day, and I was really right in front of the door, and I almost turned around, and I didn't. But I was this close to turning around, but I was like, let me just go in, do my best, and everything will be fine. I went in, I did do my best, but everything was not fine, because sometimes you just are not in the mental space to deal with your job. And that was just that day for me. Like, today was that day for me. I was not in the mental space to deal with work today. And I should have listened to my inner self and just say, you can have a day off. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to go to work every single day. But I was like, no, it's almost Friday. You can do it. And it really sucks, because the day that you don't want to go to work the most is the day that everything goes wrong. And you are even less equipped to deal with things going wrong, because you didn't even feel like being there in the first place.
Less equipped to deal with things going wrong. You're less equipped because you look for a way out when things get hard. As you just said, you were having self-talk, negative self-talk, and you start giving yourself a way out. Mental health day. I need a mental health day. When we talk about mental health, what we're ultimately talking about is the mind. your mind is a muscle. So that means you can build it and make it stronger just like any other muscle. It's called mental fortitude, or it's called stress tolerance. See, for men, that's the more we go through life, typically the more responsibilities that fall on our shoulders and the more we ultimately have to carry, whether that's in the form of, well, really for everybody now for everybody pretty much. It used to just be, as a woman, the chores didn't stop. If anything, kids grow up, get older, there's less stuff you got to do. So it used to be for women, the longer you go through life, the less responsibilities you would have had. But for men, the more you would have to deal with, whether that's in the form of promotions, whether that's in the form of, taking on a family, grandkids, all that type of stuff. Right. And so what do you think happens when more gets put on you and then you don't look for a way out and you just get through it? That builds a stronger mind and you become more mentally fortified to be able to handle more and be more capable. So I would argue people don't need mental health days. People aren't looking at their mind the way you're supposed to look at your mind. Think about a professional fighter. They just make a date. They sign a date. You think that as the date gets closer or whatever, they have days when they don't want to train, they don't want to do things. But guess what? They have to show up. They have to train because that date is already set in stone. And so you just gonna have to push through it. And really you pushing through it, you going through this camp is ultimately gonna make you more mentally strong. And it's gonna build your fighting spirit so that when you get in there, you give it all that you got. There's gonna, like she said things started, the worst day, things started coming up, popping up, and it was even, I wish I really would have took the day. What you think with a fighter? He gonna be sparring, might injure his elbow. Now he's injured as the fight's coming up. He's got to make adjustments. He's got to adapt. You got to figure out, because he still got to show up for that day. Might have trouble cutting the weight, whatever. Well, it's tomorrow. I still got to whatever. Still got to make it happen. And I'm trying to get this win. So, these mental health days, in general, in my opinion, is making people mentally weak. Because if you're not getting stronger, you're getting mentally weaker. And so that's what we see a lot of times. And that's what I addressed at the beginning of this video when I saw those 3 young men who was clearly mentally weak because they're not building it. They're not building the muscle and getting stronger. So what do you think is going to happen as they continue to get older? But they're getting weaker. Young men getting weaker mentally, of all things. It's not going to be too good. Y'all, but we're going a little over. We'll leave it there for the day. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you can hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for small channels. So that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice if you want to hype to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And then also if you want to become a member of the channel as well, the join button's on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. And then again, y'all, I launched the Clips channel. So it'll be linked in the pinned comment. And again, if you can go over there and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. I post 3 times a day. So we're getting that channel off the ground. But until then, I'll see you all in the next video.